An interesting lineup here. Great deal of experience and a little bit of youth as well coming through this group of 8 women's vaulters. Well, just been through their introductions. I can tell you that the top qualifier, Jayla Hang from the United States of America, scored a 13.783 through qualification, and teammate Claire Pease sits in second through qualification with a 13.584. The 2 Americans are 1 and 2. And Hang will go second in the order. Pease will go last. Just going through their final warm-ups, the top 4. And that's Bengisu Yildiz, who we've just seen, the 18-year-old from Turkey. Jayla Hang wearing 246. Hungarian Greta Muyer will be in the top 4 as well, along with Cheshire Kiselev from Slovenia. Just going through their final preparations here. Hang, part of the new group of USA athletes coming through. The USA athletes tend to vault with higher levels of difficulty than the rest of the field, so often it comes down to their execution. Hang, you have to say, through qualification, her execution scores were exquisite. 9.033 on her first vault with a difficulty of 5, and then on a second vault with a difficulty of 4.2 she scored an 8.933. Picked up a couple of bonus points as well. Moya, 18 years old, from Hungary. From Dunaújváros, roughly translated to New City on the Danube, just a little ways down from Budapest. Cheshire Kiselev from Ljubljana. She's having a really good season, veteran of 7 World Championships. Last one was back in 2021. Career has been somewhat plagued by injury, but you never underestimate her. Let's not forget, she got the bronze medal at the last World Cup in Baku just a couple of weeks back on the vault. Get ready for double the excitement. The women's vault is about to get underway with 2 attempts to showcase their explosive power and technique. 8 athletes vie for a place on the Antalya World Cup podium. And starting us off, Bengisu Yildiz from Turkey. Thought it'd be the first part of gymnastics, the vault, entails performing a leap over a shape that's designed to resemble a horse. As you would have seen, they gather a bit of speed before using the springboard to launch themselves into the air. performing a variety of airborne twists and saltos. They have to do different vaults from two different families, and what that basically translates into is where the hands are on the approach as they hit the vault. One forwards, one backwards will get them bonus points. Hilda's got an overall score of 13.017 through qualification. All-round national champion on the for Turkey last year in Istanbul. That's a floor and beam champion. This has vault medals in the World Challenge Cup series, none at the World Cups. Nervy times in between the two vaults as the athletes wait for their scores to come through. Got to maintain their focus on their second jump, of course. They can't go until the score comes in. So 13 on the nose. Bodes well for Venizu Eldes to outperform her qualification vaults. High difficulty on this one in qualification. Just didn't quite nail the landing. She looked solid through the run-up. Hands are in a good position, but she just couldn't quite complete the final rotation. It's just not quite enough amplitude. Wanted to be a little bit springy off the board. Well, the draw for this final has put the lowest qualifier, Venizu Eldes, up first. Top qualifier goes next, Jayli Yang, and overall a 12.367. USA Today voted Bellevue, Washington as the best place to live in the United States of America. That's where Jayli Yang is from. She'll be hoping Antalya is a pretty good place to live as well. 17-year-old is the 2022 USA national champion on the vault. Making her senior World Cup debut here in Turkey. She couldn't have asked for a better start. So putting in the higher difficulty vault first, as she did in qualification. Scored 14.033 in qualification, just a little bit lower in the final, but you can understand a 17-year-old might be feeling a little nervous. Concentration required for this vault now. Oh, she looks pretty happy with that, and I'm not surprised. Well, 12.367 the score to beat. I think we can safely be in the knowledge that Hang is going to do that. The question is, what's the margin going to be? Well, 13.667, just a fraction down from her qualification score of 13.783, but good enough to go top of the pile. Next up, Greta Moyer, 18-year-old from Hungary. Very good indeed. She's got a lot of experience, even though she's just 18 years old, has plenty of vault World Cup medals, a couple of World Championship caps. She was 4th at the last World Cup in Baku. Most of her international medals have come on the vault, but she got a bronze in the beam in Baku. Good height to complete that rotation. Just a little lower than first vault in qualification, but she's going for something just a little bit more complex. So she did in a qualification, slightly more difficult second vault. Oh, she's nailed that pretty well as well. Just a little adjustment on the landing. That they're looking for were there. Hands hitting the vault in a good place. Tidiness in the flight. Straight legs through rotation. Stability on landing. Not bad at all, just a little half step. She's 13.167, moves her up into provisional second place as Cheshire Kiselev of Slovenia, 31-year-old, prepares for her first vault. Slightly shorter run up. She certainly got the height she needed. It's just a little untidy through the rotations. And a big old step to keep the balance. Just dropped the difficulty for a second vault in qualification, but with that, her execution came down a little bit, and she got a couple of penalty points. So execution absolutely critical here. It's good enough for provisional second place at the moment for Kiselev. Well, she's happy with that. She's very happy with that. Can Kiselev get back-to-back podiums in the vault? These World Cups. Bronze in Baku just a couple of weeks ago. Big old leap off the springboard. Let's get her hands right out in front of her. Got her around through the twist and the rotations really well. Solid landing. Is it going to be enough to threaten the podium? She can't wait to get that score in. A 13.367, enough for second spot at the moment. So halfway through the women's vault, Yang of the United States of America leading with a 13.667 from Kiselev of Slovenia's 13.367, with Moira of Hungary in third place with 13.167. Second rotation, getting warmed up, 16-year-old Hawaiian, Claire Pease, in shot, going through her final preparation. Very composed. Hofer from Liechtenstein, just 17 years old. She's not really too worried about the landing there. Absolutely lovely to have a Lithuanian athlete here making her World Cup debut and making the finals as a result of it. Here's an interesting athlete. Pranati Nayak, an Olympian from India, 28-year-old from Jhargram in West Bengal. It's a little bit of an all or nothing athlete. Execution scores in qualification were a little bit low, but if she can nail her vaults here in the final, she could threaten the podium. 2019 Indian all-around national champion. Nayak, one to look out for. And quite caught sight of the most famous in the lineup for the second rotation just yet. 5-time Olympian, waiting in the wings somewhere. So the women's vault will continue with Liechtenstein's Julia Weissenhofer. Liechtenstein athlete, just 17 years old, making her World Cup debut, scored a 13.050 in qualification. Keeping it simple. If you keep it simple, you have to make sure you execute. Not the highest of difficulties through qualification, 3.8 and a 4.4 level of difficulty for her 2 vaults, but she nailed them. Legs just a little bit bent through the rotation. Either a pike nor a tuck. Somewhere in between. And that is the result. The difficulty going down to 3.8, same as qualification. She went a little higher with her second vault, a 4.4 difficulty in qualification. Happy to make it through her first final on her World Cup debut. You can see the anxiety on her face. She made her approach. The anxiety turned to determination, and it paid off. Big adjustment on landing, but fabulous to see Julia Weissenhofer representing Liechtenstein here at the Antalya World Cup in the women's vault. .13 dead is a very solid performance from Julia Weissenhofer. It hasn't threatened the podium here. We go from a new beginning to someone who's been around the block for a while. Just shy of her 50th birthday. This is the legend that is Oksana Chusevitna from Uzbekistan. A 5-time Olympian, vault silver at Beijing 2008. She's still got it. A remarkable career where she's considered retirement on a number of occasions, but it just doesn't stick. Unbelievable for a 49-year-old. She competed as well as for Uzbekistan. Back to that in a second. She's competing for Germany and the Soviet Union as well. Team gold for the unified team at the Barcelona 1992 Olympics. Silver for Germany in Beijing 2008. And the reason that she's not decided to retire is because she wants to get medals for Uzbekistan, her third nation that she's represented. .13.467. That's going to challenge Yang. Vault number 2 then for Oksana Chusevitnia. Well, very good indeed. Now this could prove a threat to the podium here. She's got a gold in Baku, bronze in Cottbus, so it should come as no surprise that at the third World Cup she could be going after a third vault medal. .34.67 vault number 1. And just look at the respect around this gymnastics hall from everyone involved in the competition. Coaches, athletes. You're in the presence of majesty. .13.367. The same score as Kiselev. As we move straight on to Pranati Nayak. Pretty decent first vault. Hypercritical, just a little loss of form at the end of the vault. Did well to stick the landing, and he's so bent. It's a good start, that really is. She's the penultimate athlete to go as well, so if she could sneak into second, she's guaranteed herself a medal here. Oh, well done indeed, Pranati Nayak. The Indian Olympian is an all-or-nothing athlete, and she has put it all down here in Antalya. 13.367 or above will guarantee the Indian a podium here in Antalya. Form not spot on, but she got through it. 13.6 with her first vault. The second vault may not be quite as high as that, but could be enough for a place on the podium here in Antalya. Top score at the moment from Yang, 13.667, and a 13.417 is enough to guarantee at least a bronze medal for Pranati Nayak of India. Now, Claire Pease to the party, the second athlete from the USA, just 16 years old. Will be looking to cause a stir here. Second through qualification with a 13.584. Nervy moments though for the teenager. Correction on landing, but pretty good. Got a 13.867 that first vaulting qualification. Difficulty score is going to be right up there, as we know, with the USA female athletes. In terms of form, you've got to give it to her. The legs were together and straight. Wow, look at that. That is some start. It's just a little shy of Yang's first vault. Now, in qualification, Claire Pease just let herself down a little bit in her second vault, and I'm being super critical here. She dropped to a 12.9. Oh, but she has put that one on the money. Now is the top of the podium at threat here. Yang sitting on 13.667. Sits at the top at the moment. The American trailed by Nayak of India with a 13.417. Two Americans on their World Cup debut at 16 and 17 years old could well walk away from Antalya with vault gold and silver. Has the Hawaiian 16-year-old done enough here to erupt onto the world stage? (13.567) is enough for second place for Claire Pease of the USA. She hasn't quite toppled her teammate Jayla Yang from the top spot. Here are the classified results. USA top with Hang from Pease, gold and silver going to the United States of America. But what a vault! A couple of vaults from Pranati Nayak of India. Now we move on to the women's vault medal ceremonies. A performance from the top draw for Pranati Nayak from India to take the bronze medal. Parking from the volcanic island of Hawaii, 16-year-old Claire Pease has erupted onto the world stage with silver, but it's her teammate from Bellevue, Washington, just 17 years old, Jayla Hang, who's collected the women's vault gold medal here in Antalya. Fantastic performance from the USA, was to be expected. A 17-year-old taking gold in De La Hang. Claire Pease just 16 with the silver. India's 28-year-old Nayak completing the podium.